Have you ever heard the saying, your life is your own? Well, today we're diving into a story that challenges that very idea. It's the incredible tale of two sisters, twins, whose lives were so intertwined it felt like they were living out a single shared destiny. This isn't just about looking alike. It's about lives that mirrored each other in the most uncanny ways, from their biggest milestones to their smallest habits. Get ready, because this story will make you question everything you thought you knew about fate, connection, and what it means to share a soul. Our story begins in a small, quiet town in Ohio in the spring of 1939. Two identical baby girls were born, but their journey together was cut short almost immediately. They were separated at birth and adopted by two different families who lived miles apart. Crucially, neither family knew the other existed, and neither girl knew she had a twin. They were named Jang and Joan. Growing up, they lived completely separate lives, unaware of the invisible thread that connected them. Jean's family was working class, loving but practical. Joan's family was a bit more well-off, with a focus on arts and education. On paper, their childhoods were worlds apart. Yet, strange parallels began to emerge. Both girls, despite their different environments, showed an early love for drawing and were known in their respective schools for their artistic talent. Both had a pet dog they adored, and get this, they both named their dog Toy. Coincidence? Maybe, but the similarities didn't stop there. As teenagers, both Jang and Joan excelled in mathematics, a subject they both described as their favorite. They both suffered from the same type of tension headaches that would start in their late teens. They even developed the same peculiar habit of biting their nails, but only on their left hand. Imagine two people miles apart, living these parallel lives without a clue. It's like they were two dancers performing the same routine on different stages, perfectly in sync. As they entered adulthood, the echoes became even louder. Both Jang and Joan decided to pursue careers in the legal field. Shang became a paralegal, and Joan worked as a legal secretary. They both met their future husbands around the same time. At the age of 22, both of their husbands were named James. Yes, you heard that right. Two Jeans married to two Jameses. But wait, it gets even more astonishing. Both couples had a son, and both named him James Alan. At this point, you have to wonder if the universe was just having some fun. Both sisters enjoyed vacationing in the same specific spot in Florida, a small beach town they both discovered independently. They drove the same model of light blue Chevrolet, and they even smoked the same brand of cigarettes. Life went on, and the two women navigated their 20s and 30s, raising their sons and building their careers. Both Jang and Joan experienced similar ups and downs. They both went through a difficult divorce in their late 30s. It's almost as if they were sharing the same emotional script. After their divorces, both found love again and remarried. And in another twist of fate, both of their second husbands were named Robert. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? The sheer number of overlapping details is staggering. It's one thing to have similar tastes, but this was a level of synchronicity that defied all logic and probability. It was a mirror image, reflected across a distance of miles in a lifetime of separation. They were living proof that some connections are deeper than proximity. So, how did they finally find each other? The reunion happened when Zhang, at the age of 39, decided to search for her birth mother. The journey was long and full of dead ends, but she was persistent. After months of searching through adoption records and making countless phone calls, she finally found her mother's name. But the information came with a bombshell. She wasn't an only child, she had a twin sister. Zhang was stunned. She had spent her entire life feeling a strange sense of completeness, yet also a subtle, unexplainable feeling that a piece of her was missing. Now she knew why. The adoption agency helped her get in touch with her sister Joan. Imagine that first phone call, the hesitation, the disbelief, the flood of questions. Your name, Joan? My name is Zhang. You have a son named James Allen? So do I. You were married to a James and now a Robert? Me too. Every sentence revealed another layer of their shared reality. It must have felt like talking to a reflection in a mirror, a person who had lived your exact life in a parallel universe. They agreed to meet, their hearts pounding with a mix of excitement and anxiety. When they finally saw each other for the first time in 39 years, it wasn't like meeting a stranger. It was like coming home. They stood there, two identical women, with the same hairstyle, the same posture, the same smile. They even wore similar style dresses, completely unplanned. The connection was instant and overwhelming. Their reunion became a media sensation. Psychologists and researchers were fascinated. Was this proof of a genetic link to personality and life choices that was far stronger than we ever imagined? Dr. Thomas Bouchard of the University of Minnesota, famous for his Minnesota twins study, took a special interest in their case. He and his team subjected the twins to a battery of tests, measuring everything from personality traits and IQ to brainwaves and medical histories. The results were astounding. Their medical histories were nearly identical, including the age of onset for their tension headaches. Their brainwave patterns were so similar they could have come from the same person tested on 2 different days. Their personality scores on traits like tolerance, conformity, and flexibility were virtually identical. The study concluded that for Zhang and Joan, genetics seemed to play a shockingly significant role not just in their health and intelligence, but in their personal choices and life paths. It suggested that our DNA might be more than just a blueprint for our physical bodies. It could be a subtle script for our lives. Of course, this raises huge questions about free will. If so much of our life is predetermined by our genes, how much control do we really have? Are our choices truly our own? Or are we just following a path laid out for us before we were even born? The story of Zhang and Joan doesn't give us a simple answer. Their lives were a perfect storm of nature and nurture, a dance between genetics and environment. Even after their reunion, the uncanny similarities continued. They discovered they had the same fears, like a shared phobia of driving through tunnels. They had the same strengths and weaknesses in their cognitive abilities. They even had the same recurring dream. It was a testament to the powerful, mysterious bond that had connected them their entire lives, even when they were apart. They spent the rest of their lives making up for lost time, becoming inseparable. They were not just sisters. They were best friends, confidants, and living proof of their own unique miracle. They often finished each other's sentences and seemed to know what the other was thinking without a word being spoken. Their story forces us to look at the world a little differently. It reminds us that there are mysteries in this universe that science is still trying to understand. The bond between twins, especially identical twins separated at birth, provides a unique window into the age-old debate of nature versus nurture. While our environment, our upbringing, and our choices undoubtedly shape who we become, the story of Zhang and Joan shows us that the influence of our genetic inheritance might be far more profound and far-reaching than we ever thought possible. It's a beautiful, perplexing, and ultimately heartwarming story about a connection that transcended time, distance, and circumstance. It's a story of one destiny, shared by two. What do you think? Is it destiny or just a 1 in a billion coincidence? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. This story really blew my mind, and I'd love to hear what you make of it all. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of life's greatest mysteries, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.